What is up, you guys? Kilimanjaro 115 here, and we are doing an Aquasana whole house filter and descaler system with pre and post filters. And I'm doing the charging system. Pre-charging system. So basically what you have to do for both of these canisters is that you run it for 15 minutes straight on each canister, and then you do the shock method of 1 minute on, 1 minute off. And then over here is where I have my tools and preparations. So these are Schedule 80 unions, 3/4 inch, 3 of these. Here's the Aquasana system, the descaler. This one's lighter, the other one was heavier. That's where the in comes in and the out. The client has a water softener loop and drain, but that's not necessary for this system because it has no drain. Here's your, I think, pre-filter and post-filter. And then here is the shark bite fittings that came along with the box as an option on Amazon.com. And right now, my dad has left to go get some parts to adapt these fittings to change from the size from 1.25 inches to 1 inch, and from 1 inch to 3/4 inch, and then looping back. So preparation that you need and tools. You need pipe dope, Teflon tape. You need primer and red hot blue glue. You gotta have the fittings, shark bite jaw crimps, Orbit small cutter, not the ratcheting one, just hand, channel lock, and then box end channel lock. And then of course torch solder flux, reamer, sandcloth, and nitrile gloves, key to sawzall. And the rest of the tools, it's messy, but I'll clean it. And then over here, first step that you got to do is check for your water shutoff. So here's the water shutoff. Pressure regulator, it's always good to check this every once in a while. Every 6 months, check these. Just turn it on and off. Good tip to know, with the pipe is on because it's going with the flow. Against the pipe is off, unless it's these corkscrew style. So when you turn these, it turns off. But they make quarter turn styles. Still charging. And then right here, let's get to pipe threading. Good thing that you guys got to do is put your boot or your shoe underneath you, and it works as a good seat. 3/4 inch length Teflon tape, then Hercules Real Tough Teflon based pipe dope, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So just take off an excess piece so you have a fresh start. Clean edge is always nice. Look at the threads. So if you're screwing it in this way, you put this in the opposite, so you go against, and when you tighten it down, it'll lock right in. And this Teflon is a friction based, so when it has friction on it, when you turn it in, it locks, and then it turns into a plastic so it seals. And then you wrap it 3 times, maybe 4, then you pull, and then you swipe in, and it locks. Same thing, check the threads, so if the threads are going this way, go the opposite. Sometimes it wants to lock, sometimes it doesn't. Because if you go with the thread, sometimes it has a tendency to push out. So, hang on. This one just wants to give me some trouble. Start a new piece. Like this. Okay, done. Come on. Just like so. Make sure you get good coverage. So you want to try to get as much to the top as you can. And then like this. Why? Why does it choose to be so hard? How was your guys' day today? It's a beautiful day out in San Diego, California. And has a little bit of heat, humidity today. Somewhat of a breeze going on. So, should be a nice day today. Oh, and also, with these Aquasana systems, if you're looking for an actual water softener and getting the soft feeling of water, this product is not really meant for you. What you can use is the ABC waters, but that requires a drain. So the reason why it needs a drain for those kinds of systems, so at night around maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, when the gallons are almost up for a recharge, so what it does is that it pulls a lot of water and then it shoves it through the brine tank, and then from that brine it goes into the resin beads and recharges it so you have soft water again. And through that process, the drain line needs to be used because it's pushing so much water. And if you don't have a drain, you can't use that system. And if you have a non-water softener loop, systems like that, if you don't have this, then you're gonna have to hook it up to the main water of the house, and all of your hose bibs and everything is gonna be soft water. So when you water your plants, if you're using sodium, the regular salt that's cheaper, it's not very good for your plants. But right here, what we usually do is that we cut it here, put a 90 and a 90, and then in and out, done. And that's what we usually do because customers don't have that. Don't have that water softener usually, so we hook it up here. So then we do the same procedure, it's just different parts. But Also, these are good to know where to look. These are clean out covers. So if you have a drain backup or you need a drain line for your water softener, that right there. All right, let's get back to thread taping while waiting. So these are shark bite male adapter fittings. So you just take the Teflon tape and so look for your threads, hold it as so, and 1, 2. Then one more time. My timer's probably going to go off soon, so I got to finish this up, and then I'm going to end this video here, and then I'll bring it back up for you guys. So when this is done, I'm going to continue the prep work, and then I'll show you the progress that I've made. Okay, so if your stuff looks like this, clean as possible, then you're good to go. And gluing this is that you're gonna need primer and glue for Schedule 80 for a better seal. And if you use the Red Hot Blue Glue like this stuff, you're golden. So basically what you do first is that you get natural gloves like these. I prefer this brand, Amazon, 15 bucks. So primer and glue and some cardboard to work on because you don't want to stain because primer stains. So primer the ends and the inside of the pipe, and same thing with the glue. Do the same thing inside the socket and around the pipe. Then you push it all the way as much as you can and do a 1/8 turn. That's what locks it in and gets rid of the air bubbles, and that will create a tighter bond. And then these are union fittings, so when they're union, just go like this, screw it on, and you're done. And these have an O-ring, so they're watertight. And those valves that you saw before, that's for a bypass. And the reason why there is a bypass is because if there's any issues with a water softener at all, you still will be able to have water. So how that works is because water comes in, goes through the filter and comes out. With the bypass, it bypasses the filter and goes back into the system, so you'll have hard water again. How that works is when, in the next video that I will be presenting, is when it will be shown on how it works. Alright, so let's get this done.